Constitution says, I mean, that if a Christian is the president of the country, a Muslim becomes the vice. That way, there is equal representation. And if a Muslim is the president, and then a Christian becomes the vice.
Which part of the Nigerian Constitution says that? Because this genocide we're talking about happened at the toll gate in 2020. Nobody's talking about it, and that was carried out by the Nigerian army. They use religion to manipulate people. They use ethnicity to manipulate.
Now, before we talk about this amazing video from Omoyele Sowore, let us first of all address this general problem where we say Nigerians they get. Now look at this grown-up man where they interview Sowore. This man get children for house, oh. But hear it in the talk. He say, according to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, say if Christian be president, then the vice go be Muslim. If the president na Muslim, then the vice supposed to be Christian. Say that one of the problem where they cause all these things be this. This kind of information, na the information wey me personally they call am beer parlor information. How can this man wey go school, you go school finish, you don't even know anything about the Nigerian Constitution? For inside way where Nigerian Constitution talk say if president be Muslim, say the vice you go be Christian, and if Christian be president, then the vice go be Muslim. For where e dey for inside Constitution like that? This is just a culture and a practice of Nigerian politics. So now if you don't talk about Christian and Muslim, what about the traditionalists? Are they not human? I'm not sure saying that only 3 religions now we get for Nigeria. Those people, are they not human? There's nowhere in the Nigerian Constitution that says if president are Christian, then the vice go be Muslim. There's nowhere in the Nigerian Constitution where they like that. So we must stop misinformation in Nigeria, because now one of the major problems what we get for Nigeria is. Now let's talk about Omoyele Sowore and this video.
Now let's talk a bit about the Congress yesterday, in the US, and how has the Muslim ticket, affected this administration in that light, because Nigeria is largely, the events happening in Nigeria is largely being interpreted as Muslims against, or Islam against Christianity.
I have made it clear several times that my intervention or my...
Hello, are you talking to me?
Has nothing to do with any
Robert, please hold on.
Intervention has nothing to do with the position of the U.S. I'm discussing strictly internal affairs of Nigeria and how Nigerians can work through the, finding solution to their own problems without having to wait for the U.S. or a congressman in the U.S. to determine our fate. But I was very disappointed, but not surprised. Nigeria's delegation went all the way to the U.S. to go and meet a House of Rep member, the legal inspector general of police, the NSA, the chief of defense staff. All of them went all the way to the U.S. to meet a U.S. congressman, what you call a House of Rep member. That's how bad the situation of Nigeria is. That's how terrible the leadership of the country is. I do not think Nigeria's problem is religion as much as people want us to believe it, because my position is that it's genocide. Be very clear about that. But the genocide is not directed at Christians alone. It's directed at Muslims. The girls who were abducted yesterday were Muslims, in Kirby. Of course, today we've heard that there's another abduction that happened in Niger State in a Catholic school. But you'll be surprised that there might be Muslims in that school as well, because it's an educational institution for people who don't even identify religiously. And there's been abductions of 35% in the church. The Nigerian state has failed its people, its state and its operators. So I don't think it's proper to keep cashing this as a Muslim ticket issue. We've had Christians in this country who ran the country the same way. The Obasanjos of this world, the Jonathans of this world, they were Christians. There was Christian
So the question
Muslim
actually,
leadership. Yes.
the question actually was because it was also mentioned at the Congress meeting yesterday held in the United States of America. It was the perception is that Christians are being sidelined, segregated, as this administration carried out what is against the Constitution of Nigeria, because the Constitution says, that if a Christian is the president of the country, a Muslim becomes the vice. That way, there is equal representation. And if a Muslim is the president, and then a Christian becomes the vice. So it was mentioned there. That's the question. How has that affected?
I don't know that the Nigerian Constitution says that. Which part of the Nigerian Constitution says that if president is Muslim, the vice must be
We'll have the lawyers
Christian?
here help us answer that.
I don't think it's true. So what happens to people who don't identify religiously? When do they become president and vice president?
But you understand that has been a modus operandi.
I think it's political parties who practice that. I don't think it's a constitutional issue.
Okay.
And if I'm wrong, maybe one of your lawyers can correct me. What I'm saying is that they use religion to manipulate people. They use ethnicity to manipulate. I think it's likely competence and character of these leaders. They're not competent. They're not, and you imagine that girls are getting abducted everywhere. And your Inspector General of Police, so to speak, is in the US begging a congressman in the US to come and save Nigeria. You have 250,000 policemen armed in your country. You are not directing, you are not commanding them. You put yourself on a plane and flew to the US to go and explain your position to a US congressman.
Do you have a problem with a country with more sophisticated equipment or more organized team coming in to help you take out extremists, which kill both Christians and Muslim or even traditionalists in your country?
I asked you when I was leaving your studio the last time I was in Lagos, if you remember. I said, what happens if the US don't come?
Omoyele Sowore don't come as I come, they ask people, say, since you all are saying Donald Trump should come, what if Donald Trump refuse to come? What do you go do? Does it mean that we should continue to wait on Donald Trump to come and rescue Nigeria? Our own country. Our soldiers, our police, they no fit fight banditry. They wait for Donald Trump to come from America to come and fight banditry for us. So now the kind of country where we dey be this. According to Sowore, see this man where they say they go meet for US, so this congressman where they go meet for US, so it just be like House of Rep member for Nigeria here. Now him IGP, Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Defense Staff, all the service chiefs. Now person will be like a House of Rep member for Nigeria here. Now they carry themselves go meet for US to discuss Nigerian problem. No be say they go meet Donald Trump. No be say they go meet Donald Trump vice. No be say na senator. Now they go meet House of Rep member. Now they go meet to discuss Nigerian problem. It's a very big shame on the Nigerian security system. A very big shame on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. A very big shame to we Nigerians where we no fit stand up to condemn this thing where these people they do. Now watch this video.
They promise you they're coming. Are you still waiting for them? What if they don't come? So you are not going to solve this problem until the US arrives here and come and help you to take out your extremists.
So do you have a problem with them coming at all?
No, I don't have a problem with collaboration, but I have a problem with, helping the Christians and letting the terrorists and extremists kill all the Muslims who are also victims, or kill the traditionalists, or let the kidnappers or the ritualists kill people, or let even your policemen and army kill people. Because this genocide we're talking about happened at the toll gate in 2020. Nobody's talking about it, and that was carried out by the Nigerian army. Genocide has been taking place in this country, arrayed against all kinds of people for different reasons. But we are all narrowing this down to a religious matter. That's just all about Christians. It's not about Christians alone. The Nigerian state, the Nigerian nation, the Nigerian country is falling apart because of terrible leadership, because of incompetence, because of people who are mismanaging the country. And the US, even if they were to show up here today, we can help you to solve all your problems. And I'm afraid to say it. I hate a group of people who are always looking for help from others, and even in a situation where they can help themselves. If you have 350,000 policemen,
Okay.
what are you doing with them? Why can't you have at least 30,000 of them? And when they want to rig election, where do they find policemen
Okay.
to help them? You find police every corner. But there have been abductions of kids from their beds in secondary schools now, abductions from churches, abduction and killings in mosque. Your policeman is nowhere to be found. Their head, so-called, is in the US begging or explaining to a House of Rep member in the US who doesn't even know where Nigeria is located on the map of the world to come and help you. And all of you are repeating the same thing. I don't have a problem with anybody who wants to help Nigeria.
Okay, now,
but it should be by collaboration, and it should not be. It should not be about helping Christians alone. It should be about helping everybody who is in distress.
Now we get your point. We get your point. Now, talking about 300,000 soldiers, we also hear the army authorities say they are going to recruit 24,000 soldiers, in the coming days, coming weeks, or even months. Now, I'd like for us to stay within the ambit of politics. You are a politician, you are a human rights activist as well. And as far as you are concerned, Nigeria shouldn't wait, for any kind of somebody from outside to come and help them, but you also believe in collaboration. I want to ask you, everything, we have killings now going around, looks more like there's a surge, there's a resurgence. A lot of people believe that, look, it has something to do with 2027, and that it has become a pattern starting from 2011, 2015, in 2019 or so. Do you believe that this thing has to do with a particular group of people wanting to say, oh, we are going to make this country ungovernable because we don't like the person that is in government? Does it have anything to do with 2027? Especially also when we have a situation where somebody that is at the helm of affairs, talking about the vice president in 2013, 15, when the Chibok girls happened, we saw somebody, a known terrorist, kingpin, arrested in the government house in Abuja, his own government house in Abuja. How do you relate with all of that with 2027 and the politics around it, the politics of North-South divide? How do you see that?
You have to separate conspiracy theories from reality. I have no doubt that politicians are terrible enough in this country to do anything to win elections. We all know that. But my focus are those communities that are in distress, churches and people whose family are in the bush as we speak, and how to rescue them and protect the country. And if we keep dabbling into the conspiracy theories, we are doing the unthinkable. We are allowing those in government to help us provide or help them escalate their excuses so that nothing will be done. In a nutshell, where is this theory coming from? It's coming from the same people who refuse to act. Tinubu and his people, the APC. Suddenly, Tinubu's people are now saying that, oh, some northern politicians want to take power from us. That is why Boko Haram has resurged. In 2015, it was the same theory. Oh, Jonathan is not competent. We should take over power from him. Jonathan saying to everybody, oh, it is some people in the north who wants to take power from me. Who made, in fact, in 2015, the theory of people supporting Jonathan was that there was no abduction of Chibok girls. Some people said there was no abduction, even though today, Chibok girls, so many of them are still with the terrorists. They said there is no abduction. They deny it. So they are deniers and conspiracy theorists. My focus is not on that. Because if you focus on that, you are helping Tinubu not to do his job. He's happy when you say, oh, and then they line up all their ethnic jingoes behind them. Oh, they want to take away from the Yorubas the opportunity to have a second term. And you are the commander-in-chief. Send your army to go and work. Send your police to go and work. Can you let me land?
Go on, just in a few seconds, please.
Yes. as a friend of mine said, Prince Adebayo, he said Tinubu has a bullet to protect Nigeria, or he should reach out for the pen to resign. There's no reason anybody should excuse what is going on now by conspiracy theory. People knew when they were coming to power that they had to work and defend the country, and they did everything they can to get to power.
Interesting. You've laid the premise.
Now giving excuse that as to why they should not work is because some people don't want. If you know people who are doing that, you are the head of state. Why don't you reveal their location to us? You know, let's expose them and let the world arrest them, try them, convict them. But when you have a country where somebody like Nnamdi Kanu can be convicted for using a microphone, and the person who erased villages was given 20 years, you know what that's all about. It's weakness, it is complete incompetence, it's complete sabotage of the security of the country by its leadership, not conspiracy theories.
All right, now you said something that maybe the leaders are not competent enough to handle the activities in Nigeria. And you also went further to talk about us not needing help. Now, what do you think we should do at this point to help end the issue of killings, the abduction of school children, and every other scenario you've actually painted?
You have a position that I'm opposed to. The position is that we should just wait until America comes before we help ourselves. My position is that help yourself. If America wants to collaborate, let it collaborate. But help yourself first. You see, Americans try to help you to get Chibok girls. There was the kind placards, bring back our girls. Even PDD joined, Obama swipe, everybody, Tinubu carry placards. What was the end of it? The girls, some of them are still in the bush because we're not a serious people. We're always looking for help everywhere. I said it in your studio last time I was in Lagos. Some of you are still waiting for Jesus Christ to come and provide electricity. It's not going to happen. Stop looking for help and help yourselves. Develop your internal mechanism for protecting your country, protecting your territorial integrity by electing competent leaders. Otherwise, America will come here, they'll throw a few bombs. When they're tired, which usually they don't have much time for you, they'll move away. You see the history of America's intervention in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in Syria, how it ended up. You're telling me your own will be different. I wish you luck.
You can't be like say Omoyele Sowore na be the only person when understand this thing very well. Let's keep emotion aside. How long we go continue to wait on external help before we go rescue our own country? Please make we stop here for today. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to here to give now all the yama updates where they happen for Nigeria on a daily basis. My name still be Rocky Yusuf. Thank you.